Previously on Big Brother International Season 3, after Florence was voted to receive safety for the next 3 rounds, his allies were ecstatic, but some people like Sammy did not like how much power he seemed to have in the game. After a daring house party, Carmen left wearing a clown costume for the rest of the round, while Hannah left learning more about Telly's true thoughts in the game after stating that Hannah was the least deserving to win. After the Nominator Challenge, where players competed in pairs, Crystal and Ray won. Even though Crystal wanted to weaken Florence, she felt like her hands were tied having Ray as her nominating partner, so she went the safe way and nominated Carmen as her own nominee. Ray nominated Cassandra as someone he couldn't trust, and then both Crystal and Ray picked Telly as their shared nominee, as she seemed like a fairly dangerous player who could very easily slide through this game. With Telly having both of her close allies next to her, she had to pick one of them to go. However, it did not matter, as Florence's alliance, along with Mario and Crystal, targeted Telly, resulting in a 4-2 vote with Telly coming in 10th place. After also choosing the next round secret assassin, who did Telly decide on, and will the secret assassin get their way yet again? Find out on today's episode.
This is a summary and recap of Big Brother International Season 3, Episode 15, Night 26. Florence and Cassandra chat after the eviction about next steps. Florence suggests Crystal because she's a very clear problem to their alliance as she continues to win challenges. Cassandra agrees, and although she has her issues with Carmen, there are bigger fish to fry. Florence then spreads this target to Carmen as he tells her they remain strong even after Telly left. He uses that as an excuse for Carmen to target Crystal as she was one of the 2 people to nominate Telly, and Carmen says she's totally down to gun for her to keep their final 3 deal in check. In a later conversation, Carmen chats with Sammy and they both agree Crystal has to go this round as her and Mario are a deadly duo. Meanwhile, Crystal tries to rally up numbers to once again target Florence's close allies, such as Pascal. She talks to Ray and tells him this is his chance to make a move with Sammy and take out Pascal because of how powerful him and Florence are together. Ray says he knows those 2 are tight, so it's something that has been in his mind for a while. Crystal tells him they had a chance to take Pascal out last round, but he did not want that to happen. Ray says it felt too soon knowing how many dangerous floaters are still left in the game. Hannah does some planning, using the chessboard to sort out the current dynamics and alliances in the house. She slowly figures out that Sammy is in the middle of everything and realizes he could easily slither his way into Florence's endgame plans. She begins to sense that he's her true enemy right now. Hannah brings this thought to Pascal as she tells him that Sammy is a major worry for the 2 of them. She fears Sammy will work with Florence because it seems they are good friends right now. Pascal has that same worry, but he doesn't know if it's the right move to take him out now, knowing that Crystal and Mario are still in the house together. Day 27 arrives, so it's time for the Nominator Challenge. In this, everyone must complete a yoga routine without stopping. If they stop or fail the routine at any moment, they will be eliminated. The last player standing will win the Nominator Challenge and will nominate 2 houseguests for eviction. That's because once again, the secret assassin twist is in play, so they will nominate the 3rd houseguest for eviction. The challenge starts off strong as nobody gets out anytime soon. After quite some time, Crystal messes up and is first eliminated. Carmen gets out of the challenge next, followed by Cassandra, meaning we are down to 6 players. Hannah gets out later, meaning all 5 men remain in the challenge, battling out for power. Ray falls out next, and then not too long after, Sammy drops out. It's down to Florence, Pascal, and Mario. Some time passes, and Pascal drops out unexpectedly, leaving just Florence and Mario. In the end, Florence messes up, leaving Mario as the winner of the Nominator Challenge. Mario knows how important this win is for him and Crystal, and he knows Pascal is a major threat right now to their game. Mario chooses to nominate Sammy first as he's clearly in the majority alliance, closely aligned to Florence. Mario's other nominee is Pascal as he's Florence's partner in crime. If Sammy or Pascal leave next, that weakens Florence's power structure. Now that Sammy and Pascal have been determined as the first 2 nominees, the secret assassin steps in with their third nomination. The third nominee ends up being Crystal. It's not revealed to the rest, but Carmen was the one who got chosen to receive the power from Telly. Carmen nominates Crystal due to how strong she is in challenges, and if she leaves, that's the best case for her and Florence moving forward to reach Final 3. With Sammy, Pascal, and Crystal in danger, one of them will win the safety challenge occurring tomorrow. In the house, Carmen accidentally slips up to Sammy that she nominated Crystal. Sammy asks her if that's the main target right now for everyone voting, and Carmen says it is. Pascal and Ray chat about the nominations, and they agree it's not the most ideal, but they can work with the fact that Crystal is up on the block. Pascal prays he wins safety and Crystal doesn't, otherwise the alliance might begin to crack. Meanwhile, Hannah talks to Florence. Florence lets her know their main priority is to keep Pascal safe, and if Crystal ends up winning safety, Sammy will just have to go. Hannah smiles and says that's the only thing they can do because there's no way they benefit from Pascal leaving. If Sammy has to go, he has to go. Florence says he'll feel bad because he wanted to keep Sammy safe until Final 7, and he might have to go against that promise if Crystal truly wins safety. Mario and Crystal discuss the twist screwing them over this round. Crystal really hopes she can pull through for them so they can take out Pascal or Sammy once and for all. Mario tells her to focus tomorrow because it'll be do or die for her. Night 27 hits, and Crystal tries to plant some seeds in Cassandra's mind about Florence. She tells her that this season is turning out to be very easy for Florence because he gets a pass to Final 7 and he most likely will reach Final 3 if he has enough people by his side. Cassandra listens but doesn't confirm if she would be willing to take a shot against him now or not. Hannah goes back to Florence to see if he would reconsider his plan this round. She knows Florence wants Crystal out, but she tells him she no longer thinks that's their ideal plan. She worries that Sammy is a major finalist threat because of his story, and Crystal is only known to be a nominator beast. Florence doesn't see either of them going to Final 3 though, so he doesn't understand how it makes sense to keep Crystal if they will struggle to take her out later, unlike Sammy. Crystal later makes a bold promise to Florence as she tells him she is willing to make a safety deal with him by never nominating or voting him for the rest of the game. Florence asks her to shake on this, and she immediately sticks out her hand. They shake on it, and Florence tells her this would be a major play. Crystal grins and says she can be his main protector along with Mario since they are the most likely to dominate the rest of the challenges. It's day 28, and it's time for the safety challenge. In this, each of the nominees must shoot a basketball and land it into a basketball hoop to score. The person with the highest score after 60 seconds will win safety. Sammy is up first, and he ends up missing 7 times while scoring 4 times. He's the default leader so far with a score of 4. Pascal is next, and he misses 6 times while scoring 8 times, meaning Pascal takes the lead with 8 points. Finally, Crystal has her turn, and after 60 seconds, she misses 6 times, but only scores 4 times, meaning Pascal is the winner of this safety challenge. This leaves Sammy and Crystal to battle it out tonight at the eviction. In the house, Crystal runs her campaign to Ray as she tells him just because Sammy is his closest friend in the house, doesn't mean he can protect him. Crystal essentially offers him protection because she can win challenges and target the others. Ray says he'll think on this and they move on to chat with others. Florence hugs Pascal and congratulates him for clutching the safety challenge. Florence says they can finally take Crystal out tonight with no worries whatsoever. Florence and Ray later chat as Florence tries to find out if his allies are still on board to vote Crystal. Ray tells him that Crystal essentially promised him safety, and Florence says he was promised safety as well. He doesn't blame her because he knows how much this game means to her. Sammy has his campaign as he tries to keep some uncertain voters on his side, such as Hannah. He tells her he's still good with her, Florence, and Pascal and is ready to ride out the game with them. Hannah nods and thanks him for chatting with her. Hannah then goes to Florence and tells him she truly thinks they should evict Sammy tonight. He's super difficult to read as a player because he's super personable. Florence tells Hana she's overthinking this stuff and tells her they have Crystal served up on a silver platter. But Hana still doesn't feel good about keeping Sammy around, thinking he's going to take a shot at her the next chance he gets. Before the eviction, Crystal and Mario talk. Crystal doesn't feel confident tonight, but if a miracle happens, they need to be on the same page. If she goes home, she suggests to him not to nominate Cassandra and Carmen until he gets out Florence and Pascal because those girls will likely go home over them as they wouldn't have the numbers to stay. She also tells him to make a final 3 deal with Carmen and then either Sammy or Ray because they would be easy to beat in a final 3 situation. Mario tells her he's not worried about that because he doesn't see himself playing hard anymore if she goes home. Crystal tells him she hopes she stays, but if she doesn't, he cannot make dumb moves. With that, night 28 hits, and it's time for the eviction ceremony. The discussion starts off with Crystal telling everyone she's very bummed by the circumstances leading to her nomination tonight. She got nominated by a twist and she lost the safety challenge, which was her only true saving grace. She turns to Sammy and congratulates him for staying tonight in advance since she fully expects this vote to be unanimous. Sammy then has a pitch as he tells everyone he really hopes he doesn't go because he wants to show what he's made of in this endgame. He wants to reach the end with his friends and allies because he values them a lot. Crystal then takes time to talk about how people should really think about their gameplay going into this endgame. She states that they need to make more flashy moves in order to get respect from the audience. If you play too easy, the audience won't respect you. Sammy puts his finger up and says if anyone falls for her pitch right now, it's a huge mistake because keeping Crystal is like keeping a virus that will continue to spread havoc around the house. With a lot of things for people to consider, it's time for the vote. Everyone eventually finishes voting, and the results are tallied. By a vote of 5-1, the next evicted houseguest is Crystal. Crystal gets up right away and wishes Maria luck and then heads straight for the exit. Some people smile in reaction to her interesting exit. See you all for episode 16.
Next time on Big Brother International. With Florence's safety soon to run out, he has one last threat to take care of before it expires, Mario. Will Florence successfully get Mario out of the game, or will Mario see Final 7? Plus, Carmen plays the blame game and tries to convince Mario that someone else was the secret assassin that took Crystal out. Will he believe her, or will Carmen see the door next? Find all of this out on Wednesday's episode.
Crystal's final thoughts. Crystal isn't surprised in the slightest that she went home against Sammy. She doesn't see what Sammy has done this season, hence why he's a final 3 GOAT. She feels terrible that she got out due to a twist since her best ally Mario initially won the Nominator Challenge. She doesn't know who got the secret assassin power, but also doesn't care because everyone except Mario wanted her out at this point in time.